Oops. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for letting me into your living room. Tonight we're going to talk about texting and driving. Okay, texting and driving here is against the law in Canada, and if you're caught texting and driving, you pay $1,000 fine out. It used to be $500, but it's $1,000 fine. Hi, David. Glad you can join us. And the police are really out looking for them. I used to live up in Aurora, and on the corner of Yonge Street in Wellington, the cars would stop at the red lights, and then people start texting on their phones. Well, they'd have 3 police cars parked in the parking lot of the dollar store. They'd go up and tell the cars go. And these guys in the cars, you could tell that were not very happy. And they would get them like 3 at a time, and they'd be writing up the tickets. And I was on a bus not long ago. Oh no, it'd be a few months ago, sorry. And we were on our way up to Seneca College. And the bus driver almost got into an accident because some guy tried to overtake him. Hi Denise, glad you can join us. She's my co-host guy. How are you, Denise?
Hi, how's it going?
Good. I was just telling the folks out there about the bus driver that I was with one time going up to Seneca College. And there
Uh-huh.
was a kid, must have been about 16, 17, tried to overtake he overtook the bus and almost cut us off. And all he was doing was chatting away on his phone. And then then not long up the road, there was another kid, couldn't have been more than, 17, texting and almost cut out from the bus, didn't even know what he was doing.
Yeah, I had an incident. Me and my mother, we were driving, and the kid behind us, he was only 18. He had no ID, no anything, and
Yeah.
he ran into us, and he tried to deny that he was on the phone. And his mother came, and she made him, tell the truth, and he got arrested. And his grandfather came to the place where my mom had her car fixed, and he paid for it, cash. So that goes
Oh,
to
okay.
show you that people are going to cause more accidents while
Yeah.
they're driving and texting or calling.
Yeah, well, here they've upped the fine now from $500 to $1,000, and the police are really clamping down on all these drivers that are texting and driving.
Yes, they need to.
Yeah. And I remember one time I was at Walmart and I was waiting for a bus to come home, and I saw this lady driving her car, and she was on the steering wheel writing stuff down on a notepad.
Mm,
Now, to me, that would be worse than texting.
yeah, because you're looking at that. You're not looking where you're going, and you're going to run into
No.
somebody.
Yeah, that's right. Just like when you're texting on a phone. And
Yep.
another thing I don't agree with either is the hands-free phone, where where you set your phone up, I guess, in the car, and the car takes over the phone calls for you. And I've known people that were using the hands-free phone thing and almost getting into accidents because they're concentrating more on the people that they're talking to than actually driving themselves, and that causes a lot more accidents as well.
Yes, it does.
Yep, there's just, too many like that. So, I mean, to me, if you're going to do that, you might as well be talking on your phone, because to me, it's the same thing, really.
It is. I had
Yeah.
somebody pull out in front of me. I mean, I was so close to hitting that car. That was amazing. She never even looked. She just pulled right out, and she was on her phone too.
Hmm. Oh, good evening, Jeff. Glad that you could join us. Oh, yeah. You see, the way I see it, you get into a car, you switch your phone off, you don't turn it back on until you get out again.
Yeah, or if your phone rings or somebody texts you,
Yeah.
pull over somewhere, pull over in a parking lot and answer your phone or make a
Yeah,
call
that's right.
and then get back on the road.
Yeah.
See, I had,
Exactly.
when I used to drive, I had this person constantly calling and calling and calling, and I would not answer because I'm driving. I can't do both. I'm not coordinated enough. And that person was like, "Well, how come you didn't answer your phone?" When I finally pulled over to answer, I said, "Well, I'm driving. I do not text and drive. I do not be on my phone, period. You have to understand that I'm not like that. Just because you do it doesn't mean I'm going to do it."
No, that's right. You're one of the sensible ones. See, when I was driving, they didn't have cell phones back in the day, so you didn't have to worry about it. It wasn't until I
Yeah.
started, when I came back to Canada about almost 17 years ago, is when the cell phones actually started coming out. And that was round about, well, I came back in 2002, so they must have had the cell phones coming out here in the late 90s, I think.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, because I remember when I was first working, I had a small cell phone, and I couldn't get reception anywhere really. It was hard. It was hard. I'd have to walk across the street in the middle of the street before I get reception in some places.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get that too sometimes.
yeah,
Um, no service in a
yeah,
dead spot where there's no antenna or
yeah,
whatever there.
yeah. Well, back in those days, the cell phones weren't really well known, so they didn't have antennas or repeaters in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, does anybody have any experiences of texting and driving that they'd like to talk about?
Don't be shy. This is your
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
What
Or
do
if
you
you got
think?
any questions on any other thing that you want to, talk about, feel free to ask away.
Yeah, anything is game. Anything you want to discuss. This is your
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Nobody wants to talk.
No. Well, I only see two viewers here on my end. How many do you see on your end?
They just tell me about that I'm here.
Oh, okay. So you don't see what I see then.
No, I don't see anybody.
Oh, okay. So, Denise, you have any more experiences or any more thoughts about the texting and driving?
Well, I've ridden with a few people that had the hands-free deal, and they were looking at that instead of looking at the road. And I would say something to them. I says, "Do not do that while I'm in the car. I don't care
Hmm.
if you do it when I'm out of the car. That's your fault. If you get in an accident with it, don't do
Hmm.
it with me in the car."
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I was in a car too when somebody was on the phone, a hands-free, but they were pretty sensible about it because they actually kept paying attention on the road to where they were doing. But see, a lot of people, they get sidetracked, so and they worry about the people that they talk to or the people that they text to, and then they don't worry about the traffic until boom, when they hit somebody.
Yep. Go off the road or run into somebody or
Yeah, yeah,
run a light because you're not paying
yeah,
attention to the lights, and then you get it.
yeah. Yeah, well, like I said, the police now are clamping down, especially when people stop at red lights, they start texting, and that's a no-no, because that's still
Yeah.
considered you texting while you're driving.
You're still behind the wheel and your car is running. So
Yeah,
you are driving, even if you are stopped at a light.
yeah,
You're still texting and driving because you're still in
yeah,
the
and
car. It's
yeah,
mobile.
and I remember one time, not long after I got out of the hospital, and I was using my walker at the time because of me being a high-risk fall. So I had a green light, so I crossed the road, and some guy just about hit me while making a right-hand turn. And he was on his phone. I don't know whether he's talking or texting, but I got mad and put a big dent in his hood, and he was starting to give me flack. So I walked up to his car, and I was as mad as anything. And people that know me know that I don't get mad. And as soon as I got up to his car door, he just took off. That's how scared he was.
Yeah, he didn't know what you were gonna do.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
I've had.
yeah,
I
no, I mean, the way I felt like I, could have punched the guy, but I was, well, I wouldn't say I was cool, but I was calm and collective about it because I didn't want to do anything where I would be at fault because, you hit somebody, then I'd, be up for assault.
Yep, if they would have hit you, it would have been their fault.
Oh, that's right.
If they weren't paying attention, they didn't see
Yeah.
you cross.
Yeah. And in Canada, it doesn't matter who's at fault. If you hit somebody, then you're automatically the one at fault.
Yep.
That's because they say you're driving too close and you're not paying attention.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, this texting and driving's got to come to an end.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know how it works in the States. If you get into an accident.
And you go to jail. You hit somebody while you're driving and texting. You go to
Oh,
jail.
okay.
You go straight to jail. And you get fined and court costs for going to jail. Yep. Not cheap. It's bad.
Oh, no.
It should be high.
Yeah.
The
I
fine
agree.
should be really high, yeah, because
Yep.
I mean you're putting other people's lives at risk, not
Yeah.
just your own, but other innocent people that are driving without texting.
Right.
Just like me and my mother, we don't.
Yeah.
She don't text and drive. She don't call anybody while she's driving. She
Right.
pulls off the road and parks in the parking lot, and then she makes a call.
Right.
She says she's not coordinated enough to make a phone call and drive. And
Yeah.
if she needs me to call somebody for her, I call them and I
Yeah.
talk to the person.
Yeah. See, I'm the same way. That I don't have the coordination for that either. If somebody called me, I just ignore it and call them back when I get a chance.
Yep, or if they send you a text. My friend Sheena, she lives down in Florida now. She always texted and drove and called people all the time with me in the car. And no matter how many times I told her put that down until I'm out of the car, no, she just kept doing it, and I felt uneasy because she drove fine and everything, but that doesn't mean she wouldn't get in a wreck, and she still does it. Because when she calls me, I can hear it in the background that she's, outdoor.
Right.
And she
Yeah.
has
See,
those
you
kids.
tell people about it and they never learn. They won't learn until they actually hurt themselves or hurt somebody else.
Yep, and she has those small children in her car too.
Yeah. I'm just going to get off the subject for a little bit. This is when I was back in New Zealand. We had a Chinese person that used to live across the street. He called himself Johnny Rock. And he was driving down the airport road, and he was doing 100K in a 70K zone. And he went and hit two elderly people that were in their 70s that just got married.
Oh
And
no.
he killed them. So
Oh.
it went to court. He lost his license for a year, had to do PD for 8 months, and pay the $3,000 fine. So the
Oh my
daughter
God.
of one of the parents says, "Is that all he gets off with? Is $3,000? Is that all that our parents' lives are worth?" And the judge said, "Take the $3,000 and run." And he said, "These kind of people, they can get the money for you in 2 seconds." But to me, he got off light. He could have gotten jail time for that.
Yeah. He took a life. You should just go flat out right straight to prison
Yeah, exactly.
because you took a life, 2 lives.
Yeah,
That should be
yeah,
double sentence.
Yep. It was just
Yeah.
like that guy, and I don't know if it was in Canada or the States, that came from a party, and he got off a plane, and somebody told him to get a taxi, and he said, no, he'll be okay. And then he hit somebody in the car. Now, I can't remember if he took anybody's lives or not, but he was going to get off because he was rich. And since somebody complained about it, he ended up getting jail time for it, and I think he got like 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So you have any more experiences with texting and driving?
That's pretty much it. I'm usually in the car with people doing that, and a couple people that I know of that do a lot of that hands-free
Yeah,
stuff. And I still tell
yeah,
them not to do that until I'm out of the car, please.
yeah.
Please have respect for me, my safety. I mean, if you want to text and drive and run the risk of hitting somebody or getting a big fine or going to jail, then that's all on you. Don't do it with me in the car. That's what I tell them, and they don't do it.
Right.
They respect my feelings. They wait.
Oh, that's good. At least they respect you enough to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know I've been in cars before where other people have done it, and I was told, well, if you don't like it, you can get out and walk home.
That's
Yeah.
no good.
No, and sometimes, I've thought about it, but then again, it'd take me a lot of times it'd take me like, several hours to get home,
Yeah.
depending where I'm at or where it's happening.
True.
Yeah. So anybody got any comments or questions about texting and driving, or questions about anything else? Anything you want to bring up? Go right ahead. Oh yeah, before I forget, the show that we did last night, we had 164 people that were watching the show. Sorry, not 164, 174.
That's quite a few people.
It is, yes. And then I got PMs from a lot of people yesterday telling me how great the shows are, to keep it up and not to stop doing these shows. And I said, and I returned messages back that if anybody wants the subject to talk about, PM me or PM Denise and let us know, and we'll talk about those subjects.
Well, somebody put a thumbs up. Did you see that?
Yep, I saw that. Because remember, guys, this is your show, so anything goes.
Yep, anything you want to discuss, is now the time.
Yep. That's right.
Every night now. If you have something that you want to discuss besides what we're talking about, that's fine.
Yep. We're on every night, Monday to Friday at 8 o'clock, and Saturdays we do a special model railroad show just for the modelers. And there are a lot of novices out there, which I think the show will go off pretty big, because when I was looking into the model railroad group, I found just before he came on here, 61 people in the 7 hours that I put up the post had actually looked at the broadcast of the commercial that I did. So I think that's going to be really good, and hopefully I can get some guest speakers. And if you know anybody that's got a cam and like to become a guest speaker on here and talk about, what they like to do, just, let us know, and we'll get in touch with the person and make arrangements, for them to come on and discuss whatever they want to discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the floor is pretty much open. So anybody have anything?
Come on now. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
We'd like to know. But that's okay. If you don't want to discuss anything, that's fine. We respect you.
Yep. Just spread the word and let your friends know about the show that we broadcast 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time every night. So we like to get a bigger audience.
Well, what do you think, Paul?
Hey?
What do you think, Paul? Do you think it's time to close?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it's time to wind it up if nobody has anything to say on the subject.
Yeah, maybe they'll PM one of us about something. Maybe they're, don't want to discuss anything in public.
No, that's fine. So anyway, we're going to wind up for the night. Thanks for inviting us into your home, and we'll see you tomorrow night, which tomorrow night's topic is going to be about UFOs. Now, I could talk for hours on that subject. So UFOs, are they real or not? That's our discussion. Thanks very much. You guys have been a terrific audience. Adios, which means sayonara, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Take care.